Basically, from being at school, one of my friend's parents ran a pub in Scarborough called the Cask Inn, and from a very sort of young age I'd sort of been involved in helping out at the weekend and going down and seeing what it was all about and getting involved and helping his father do all the dirty jobs and everything. So but it was good fun, you know. It was a new experience, and I suppose when you were at that age it was like going into the adult's world, so you felt a little bit older. I left college, my first job, saw an advert in the local paper, which was the Scarborough Evening News. I met the manager and sat down with him, and he asked me how I felt about running my own restaurants. Kind of looked a little bit bemused and scratched my head, thinking it's my first job out of college, surely I'm a bit too inexperienced to run my own restaurant. But he said, you've obviously got the confidence and you kind of have the know-how, and you've been to college, and it'll be a good start for you, and I think that you'll be capable of doing it with the support behind you. We can work together and I think develop our restaurant. So I took the job on, and it was a 2 AA rosetted restaurant before I started there, and it just lost 1 rosette as I was just starting. So Mr Taven, who was the manager at the time, set me a challenge that within 6 months, if I could get the rosette back, he would give me a promotion to assistant manager. So I thought, well, that's a good incentive, if anything, why not? So I went for it, and within, I think it was 3.5 months, we got our 2nd rosette back, and then got promoted to assistant manager. So I left Hackness Grange Hotel, went to Cornucopia, developed their restaurant and improved the business. And then unfortunately the owners had a change of hearts and circumstances and decided to sell the restaurant for property. So therefore me and Chris were both made redundant. So I was quite devastated at the time, because we kind of fallen in love with the place, and it was a real nice family run restaurant, and all the regulars had got to know us. And so I started running the King's Head in Malton. Did that for just under 6 months, and then decided to move on and to go and work for a larger chain, and get better experience within a sort of like a group of pubs and hotels. So I went and worked for the Best Western Central Reservations office at Clifton Moor, and I was there for about a year. Decided that sitting at a desk wasn't quite for me, and it wasn't quite what I wanted. So looked for another job, and the Queen's Hotel in the centre of town, just on the River Ouse, had a position going for a restaurant supervisor stroke duty manager, and went and worked for them, and was there for 3 years, just over 3 years, and after the first year was made to assistant manager, so I was assistant manager for another 2 years there, and then within that time decided that working for other people wasn't quite what I was looking for, and decided that to achieve my goals I had to try and see what I could achieve and see if I could get my own place and see what could happen. I saw about 20 or so more pubs and restaurants, and then decided in the end that this one was for us, location wise and everything else. It was perfect. Drove into the car park, saw the gardens and the front of the property, and thought, wow, yeah, this could be really something special. Basically we found ourselves here in May, moving in, and here we are now, 8 months later, just after Christmas and New Year, decorating and finishing the place off, which hopefully after we've been here for a year or so we'll get the reputation back up to where it should be. So college generally gave you an overall insight into how the catering industry works, and opened your eyes really. You know, it didn't sort of pull any punches, it didn't sort of pull any curtains over your eyes. It told you how it was, what you were going to expect when you went into the industry. And I think college gave you that kind of passion to really believe and love what you were doing and care about what you were doing. And I think that's where it kind of improved your overall customer service skills, and really gave you a good insight and prepared you prepared you as much as possible for going into the industry itself. Whereas college taught you the proper way, but it also taught you a good way, and with the resources that you had, it was really good, because the catering kitchen itself was all very well equipped. The teachers and the lecturers were very good. They were very helpful. They took the time out to teach you and to talk to you, and basically just to give you a good, you know, overall experience of how to prepare things and what to expect. I mean, that was a good thing about the college, because it's not so much as treated as school pupils, you treat it more as young adults, but at the same time, I think Leslie always used to say, if you respect us, we'll respect you, which I think is key at the end of the day. And you can't just look at your lecturers and they're just another teacher or something. You have to, you know, they are a person. They will respect you as a young adult, as long as you respect them as your lecturer. And I developed more when I came to sixth form college, and definitely when I came to York College, definitely developed more as a sort of young adult, and became more confident in myself. And I think overall, especially in this industry, confidence is quite a key part. If you are a confident person, it rubs off on other people, and then they can thrive off it as well, which is always good, because it gives everybody that extra boost to kind of be better with customers and generally provide a better overall customer service. Well, we always say you can never prepare yourselves for everything, and as soon as we moved in, all sorts of things started going wrong. Plumbing started going wrong, the electric work started going wrong, and you kind of sort of think, is it all really worth it? And I always say to my dad, I said, you know, you just feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall, but I said, at the end of the day, I said, as long as I can see the light at the end of the tunnel and still see a bright future for the place, I said, I'll keep going. I think the staff now that we inherited have certainly got a new lease of life in them, and definitely want to see the place back up running and buzzing. So yeah, hopefully we'll get there, but yeah, it'll be hard work and a long road.